Tubecast. Now I'm here with Grant Patrizio.
Patrizio.
Okay. I know it was something Italian. Okay.
But, it's nice in Italian. It messes with people.
Yes. Mama always told me you gotta eat, mangia, eat more. Yes. No, only it's like this. My actually my grandmother, she was European, and she's like, eat now, and I'm like, oh crap, are you gonna kill me now? I'll eat.
He sounds like an adorable little bubby, shoving food in your grandkid's throat.
Oh yeah, you know what? Don't let that sound of that slurping from the Mercedes really just, the leftover oxygen from your throat just saying, help me. Anyways, but yeah, so
Grandma, I love you, but the food is too much. I need to come up for air.
Oh god, but no, I was gonna say so my audience, they always ask, I have people fight me on this. Where are you coming from, sir?
I am in from California,
nice!
United States.
Yes, guys, my phone bill is awesome. No, I'm kidding. People think they go, gee, it sounds like you're talking to the guy in the same room, and I'm like, yeah, well, I'm not. Trust me.
It's called technology, children.
Yes.
Bravo.
Bravo. Holy shit. But I'll say that, yeah. If the phone companies found out about how many people I talk to and all around the world, they'd be like, okay, we really gotta rack this guy up. We're gonna take him to the cleaners on this.
You just put yourself on full blast for all of them.
I know. Sorry. Not sponsored, but come on, sponsor me! And they'll be like, oh, that idiot Canadian guy. Okay. Yeah. So I'll say, yeah, so, as I see, in front of the microphone, I'm guessing, okay, as I read that you do voice acting. Tell us a little bit.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, to condense the backstory of the whole thing,
yeah.
Like many people who find themselves in the acting field, I wasn't exactly supported in my endeavors when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah?
I had the kind of dad who, when he heard this sort of quirky voice coming out of his son, he would say, and I quote, Grant, lower your voice and sound like a man.
Oh!
Clearly,
yeah,
that didn't stay happening.
Yeah.
So I got the kick in high school to essentially carry on my drama classes and to try to harness acting for voices.
Oh, yeah?
Followed me through college, had to take a bit of a break because the real world stinks, and now I'm able to pursue it a lot more, and I impressions, cartoons, video games, I'm sure everybody loves those.
Oh yeah, everyone loves it. Yes, video games, and generally, the online community, a lot of people, it's such a big age group demographic when you're talking games, because you can talk any games with anyone from any generation. I had, my mom was a gamer myself, for the rest of her soul, but I'll say this, I haven't done it, but I want to go to Fan Expo one day, and I know I think, I heard, this year was the last year that they're going to be doing it around my area, but they said, well, if I went to something like that, I think it'd be so amazing. I think I'd literally be on a choke chain from my girlfriend, but she'll say, yeah, you talk to everybody, and it's I'm in my zone. I'm in my,
You're in your element.
My
when
element,
you're on your
yes.
girlfriend's choke chain.
Actually, my element, as in, not because of this, no, that's not the Scrunchel stuff. I'm saying that. Yes, I know that was there, but I'm no. It's gonna be I can go up to anybody, start talking, even if it's comics, gaming, whatever, streaming, whatever. It's a big community out there.
Oh yeah, especially since compared to when I was born in the far-off year of 1989.
Oh
yes,
yeah,
that does in fact make me a fossil. But back then it wasn't cool to be a nerd. Those who played video games and those who were even classified as a quote Sega kid or Nintendo kid, we got picked on. It just came with the territory.
Yeah.
And now that it's cool, all of our bullies are coming out of the woodwork saying, we kind of shouldn't have done that.
You should have done that.
We liked it too. We just weren't allowed to live it as much.
It's just like I know my sister. Like it's always the age gap because I was 87, so don't feel real bad. I'm the fossil, anyways. But 80. But I'll say this. My sister. I was always, he's just playing video games. He's a freaking nerd. You're a geek or whatnot. And I'll be like, okay, whatever. And you know what? Down the road, I like it because then her friends turn around and they find out what I do, and they're like, when did your brother become so cool? I'm like, man, I was cool. What the hell are you talking about?
I was cool before it was cool.
Yeah. Oh God. But I was gonna say, like, so with coming with voice acting, okay, for those of the audience that don't know like what's involved, like, have you like the practice and the dedication towards that? How, like, I'll say this, did you ever have any like troubles? Has there been any like obstacles in your way, like other than what everyone else says? Because I believe in the industry, everyone says you can't or you won't. And I found that if you keep on doing what you're doing and you just keep on striving to what you're doing, there's going to be less can'ts, and there's going to be people with the same passion that you have in what you want to do, and they're going to say can, and it's going to slowly go, those can'ts are be going away.
I feel like you just described it most of my experience very well, actually. And I am right now myself in that phase of meeting people who either they support it with the yes you can attitude, or a slightly more enhanced holy shit you're going to, why aren't you already sort of attitude.
Or the group where they're like,
what? Did we just become best friends? Yup. You want to go do karate in the garage? Yup.
oh
For a
yeah.
second there, I thought you were playing the Goku and Vegeta voice-swapped version of that, which would have been even more fitting, all things considered. But
No.
Exactly.
I had to have. Sorry, if I had some recording of like Dragon Ball Z at Bridge, that'd be hilarious. It's over by levels 99,000.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, it's 1006. Are you for real? Yeah, go kick his ass. Yay!
Yeah, or the X-Men. I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. Oh God.
And what, to get back to your question, that sort of banter we were just having,
Yeah.
if I'm able to have that with other people in the real world, shock of shocks, I know, then that's the sign to me of a good friend, because you're living as part of yourselves. And being able to quote these wonderful actors who brought my childhood to life is part of why I'm doing it in the first place.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned earlier, a lot of the voices that I have stem from impressions, or stem from other characters that I've heard. And they just grow and do their own random shit from there. And that's
the
what's
most
fun
beautiful
and fun.
thing I've ever seen in my life. It's watermelon. Inside a watermelon.
Sorry, I had to play that. Oh.
Why are you talking about watermelon?
Yeah, so I find that, like, even, like, I'm glad that you did agree about that, because I was always, when people found out what I'm doing, in my town right now that I live in, it's not really heard of, like, what I'm doing, and the fact is, they're like, you can't do that, and I'm like, funny, I make an effort on social media. Social media is your friend, guys. Like, you can make friends, and if you're good at making friends and making those networking partnerships, you're amazing, because that's a talent in general.
Yes, and that is very relevant to the voice acting era, the entertainment industry as a whole in the modern age.
Yeah!
But there is one unwritten rule to social media that I'm surprised I have to say, because it should just go without saying. Rule number 1, kiddies, don't be a dick.
I read this from this awesome, I forget what it was. It was like it was called the prayer of the stressed. And it was a work joke, and it was something that my dad brought. He's a factory man, but anyways, he brought it home from work, and I read it. It said, it was like the whole Our Father, but it was like Our Father, you know. And what happens is like, please don't let me step on the toes of others, because you know what? Those are the toes that are connected to the foot of the ass kicking I will get tomorrow. So please don't step on.
His toes are connected to the foot of my boss, and I don't want his foot where the sun don't shine.
It's like that.
Please,
Yeah,
let
just
me step on
don't when it comes down to other people's passions. Like, you know what? There's too much stuff on. So sorry, guys. I gotta say on social media, but there's also when it comes down to streaming and people. You know, if they make stupid comments or they make comments that are trying to degrade people and bring them down. There's too many people out there that like they like to dishearten other. I can't name a few people, but you could probably name a few people. But I'm saying people that wanna like they take other people's work and they criticize it, or they want to make a joke of it. They want to make a comedy. But after a while,
criticism is healthy, but it's just in the execution of it.
Yeah.
I think is what we're getting.
It's more like when the execution with it is not in the best interest, I think, because I find
if it ain't constructive and purely hurtful.
Yeah, exactly. Or it's just trying to make you look like a jackass. It's like that. Yeah. That's a red flag right there. But yeah, like seriously, like when it comes down to people with these passions, you gotta just say good job, or even if like it doesn't matter the numbers, it doesn't matter how big or how small you are. It's matter how like I find it like a lot of people say they do, or a lot of people say they do, but they don't. And the fact is, they don't got. I find that some people. I can't say all, but I say some people. It's like who have the drive and don't. Just like they say everyone can YouTube, everyone can Twitch, and then you know what? And they say, can everybody YouTube? Not everybody can Twitch.
The notion that I mean, on a technical level, if you're looking at it purely objectively, just lining up the facts, yes, hypothetically, anybody can get a video camera, can get the proper computer, can decide to play their games or do their hobbies for a mass audience on Twitch. It's all possible, but should it happen? Is it realistic? That's where things get iffy.
Yeah, that's a point where like we're just gonna leave that back there. Oh my god! But
most people do.
Most people do. It's kind of like, oh yeah.
Bazinga.
Anyways, but
oh Jesus.
Yes, I was gonna say like, okay, so what? I know we already touched upon the why and like where. I'm just saying like, okay, so your means like of doing it, because you know what, guys, you don't need when you first start out, guys, just let people know. They're like, we want to stream, we want to do this stuff, we need the best equipment. You guys gotta realize that trust me, when I first started, my headset was an iPhone Apple headset, okay? So yeah, you work with what you got and then make a list and then slowly upgrade, but make sure that you know what to use, and then like what equipment you're using and how to use it, because you're not gonna know how to use it if you're gonna get it. But I'm saying like, what was your starting out type of setup when you first started?
The first time I ever took on a voiceover project was back in college. I went to UC Santa Cruz, and I mentioned that because they were special at the time in having one of the first up-and-coming game development majors in the University of California school system.
Nice.
So one of my friends who was in that program, they're like, Grant, you sound naturally like a cartoon. You want to voice my game? And I'm like, God
damn it!
Yes. Thank you. So I scrambled to I did a bunch of research online, scrambling. How the hell do I even voice act from a laptop and make it sound good?
Oh.
So, luckily enough for me, in my apartment at the time, in my bedroom, my desk was wedged in to my closet in my bedroom, surrounded by all my hanging clothes.
I heard.
Which,
sorry.
As it turns out, is like the best way to, get a sound dampened space when you're just starting out. Don't be afraid to do it in your closet with a bunch of clothes. It'll trap the sound. That's really what you're focusing on.
Yeah, I was watching a tutorial on like guys that were doing microphone reviews, and they were doing it by actually talking into a microphone, but they would go to a closet and just do it there. And the fact was, and they explained that the clothes and all the hanging clothes and the draped clothes and whatnot, that would take the actual sound. The sound is not going to the sides of you; it's going in front of you. But the fact is, the clothes and all the stuff that's in the closet is going to take the sound. So there's not an echo, or there's not like that ambience.
No echo, very little background noise can get in, things like that. It just absorbs sound that's bouncing around a given space.
Yeah.
But to answer the rest of your tech question. As a college student, I probably shouldn't have spent the money I was willing to spend on it, but
college.
it lasted me for like 8 or 9 years, this same exact tech, just adapting to different locations until it just started to show signs of not doing its job anymore like 2 weeks ago.
Oh no!
But I find that like a lot of people, it's just I find that sometimes when it comes down to equipment, they see all this bright, fancy stuff or whatnot, and then they think, "Oh, I need that stuff right away." And then I'm like, "No, you don't, because you know what? It took me so long just to figure out how to use this in its own little world or whatnot." And I'm like, because just like I'm not a computer guy, and I'll say this, people told me they're like. Putting it, they actually build computers and stuff like that. They told me, it's like Big Hit Lego! And I'm like, oh, crap, I don't have the instructions anywhere. No!
Yeah. No matter how big of a kid you are, if you haven't built a Lego thing, you're still gonna have to figure out how it works.
Exactly. It's just like, and everything's changing. That's the only thing about YouTube and everything and technology in the norm. It's actually all changing. It's all changing. There's new things that are coming out. That's why I give a lot of respect to people that made it or pioneered the industry, because you know what, they never had this stuff, but the same sense they had to work with what they had.
If I may bring up the name Mel Blanc.
Mel Blanc.
Blanc and Blanc.
Blanc. I say blank. I say blank, but whatever.
I say blank as well.
Yeah.
Thankfully. But yeah, Mel Blanc was the pioneer, because unless another name has come out in history since then, it was revealed that Mr. Blanc was the first voice artist to get credit for his work, particularly in an animated medium for Looney Tunes and other shows of the like.
Exactly, because like I heard that he did several of the Looney Tunes. Several.
He was all of them at one point. Then Bob Bergen stepped in for Porky Pig, but he still did the rest.
Yeah. So yeah. And then you watch the new stuff. Sorry guys, sorry Teletoon. I'm gonna say that you see the new stuff now, and they're like, you watch it, and it's like it's kind of like almost had like a not anime, but it's animated, but it's all up to date, and it's so edgy. And it's like I want to go back and watch the old cartoons. But
they're gonna tell you to go to Boomerang in that respect. I mean, it's not a bad idea.
It's not bad. It's not bad, but I'll say this: like, I know my little nephew. He'll be like, "Hey, can we watch Tom and Jerry?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, let's watch Tom and Jerry." And then I'm watching the new stuff, and I'm like, "This isn't Tom and Jerry. What the hell?"
Can they talk?
No. Well, actually, they can. I think the new ones they can.
Oh.
Yes, it's kind of like, you just shot.
That's definitely a Tom and Jerry generation gap right there.
Yeah, but no, like even when it comes down to Marvel and stuff like that, he's like, I'm like, I watched one of the new up-to-date movies. He's like, no, I want to watch some of the old stuff that you used to watch when you were a kid. I'm like, yeah, cool. So I'll flip on some old, like really old Spider-Man, like Amazing Spider-Man, went like way back, where Spider-Man, and they'll be like, I love this stuff, and I'm like, I know you're my nephew. You are mine.
We have the same tastes. I can tell we're related.
Yes. It's like, I know we're related and we're from the same gene pool. But no, like I swear to God, like it's also a cool thing is I find in this industry because I found that I'm not much into wrestling, but I'll say this: I know who he is. But John Cena, like he was on a talk show. I forget what talk show it was. Don't quote me, guys. But you know what? It was around the same time that movie, The Greatest Showman, came out with Hugh Jackman. If you guys haven't seen it,
I love that movie.
it's a good flick. It's my favorite. It's one of my favorite movies. That and The Founder.
I never saw The Founder. I probably should.
You should. And I like how he's sitting there with Jackman. He's like, Jackman, are you ready for the end of your training, Padawan? He goes, yeah, I am ready. He goes, no. This is how I get ready for a show. And I'm looking in the mirror. I'm reverse trash talking. Trash talking? Well, I'm reverse trash talking. What do you mean? I'm trash talking and I'm saying nothing that is bad. And then he looks at the audience and goes, I see you there with your hair clunging together and your makeup done all nice and wearing that skirt and wearing that blouse. You look at me and you look focused. And it makes me real great. Shit like that. Just the comedy, like, you see, like, the whole, like, the urge from the whole WWE type of, like, he's gonna, like, rip you in half. But it's like, he's saying everything nice. I'm like, wow.
It is the most aggressive, nice set of things that you could ever hear, and that's the paradox.
Yeah, and
You're supposed to sound that aggressive when you're being nice.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what to do with it.
Exactly, and I liked. Sorry guys, if you guys that haven't seen the movie, The Greatest Showman, guys, definitely watch it because I totally recommend that movie because that was.
Me too.
Yeah.
The music alone is worth the watch.
Yeah, I was like amazed, like just at that one scene where, sorry guys, I'm not spoiler, but you know what? I thought Zac Efron, I know he was on High School Musical and stuff like that, but I thought, holy shit, he did pretty good, like with Jackman. I thought that was good. That was a good mashup.
Yeah,
that was
a good combo.
That was like that. I felt like the mashup between like with Patrick Stewart and Serena McCullen in X-Men.
Ooh.
That was a cool mashup too, because they sound almost similarly the same, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I hear you.
You should have killed me when you had the chance. Yeah, I love shit. Oh shit. So I'm just gonna say, like, all right, now my question, one of my big questions. I'll end on this note, but I'll say, what advice would you want to leave that you want to give to my audience? What word advice could you leave them with?
Well, do you mind if I break this answer into sort of two parts?
Sure, no problem, man. We have the time, no problem.
Cool. Since I'm being asked for advice, which is a rarity, for those of you in the audience who have a dream that isn't necessarily related to voice acting, this is the thing that can be applied to everybody. We touched on it already. Follow that dream. Do whatever you can to make some progress on it each and every day, even if it's as simple as writing down on your phone that you still want to do it amongst the hellish schedule that is your life. Make sure that dream stays front and center, because eventually you'll find a way to start working on it more and more and more, and it may take you a while, but you'll finally feel like you're in a place where, yeah, I'm actually working on it. This is what it's supposed to feel like. It's amazing.
Yeah, I couldn't say it better than myself, man. Couldn't say it better than myself.
Oh, let's break it down!
Oh yeah, that's right. Let's break it down with a second. Was that there already two parts? But I was like, or are you gonna break it down with something else?
I am gonna break it down a second time.
Awesome.
And this is specifically more toward the acting or voiceover inclined.
Okay.
And the fact that I make the separation, don't. Because as I am slowly learning as someone who had a lot of stage acting training, transitioned that into the voiceover world, did a little bit of on-camera stuff, but not too much of it because of a litany of personal reasons. It's the thing that I am learning overall, 2 key points. 1, practice incrementalism, as I touched on with the general advice. Because a career in acting, a career in voice acting, it is a big time sink and money sink when you eventually want to do it on the level of the Rob Paulsons, the Maurice LaMarches, the Tara Strongs, all those people who brought us up, basically. When you want to get to their level, it's going to be a bit of a time and money sink. So practice incrementalism and work on it every day. The second part, do not shirk general acting training, because it's called voice acting for a reason. It's not just about the funny voices, it's about what you do with it, the emotions you convey, and how you can bring these characters to life. No matter how grounded in humanity or ridiculous and off the wall, they're all grounded in something. You have to figure out what that is, and acting training is the easiest way to get there. Not saying it's easy, but it's the easiest way.
All right, well, that's amazing. What crap! But I'll say this: thank you so much for being on the show, man.
Dude, thank you for inviting me. It was an honor to get asked on Twitter when you dropped the question.
But anyways, I'll let Steve do your freaking job right now. I'm not paying for nothing. But no, the beaver will show you.
Hold on a minute there.
I'll say the beaver will show you the beaver will show you to the door. Okay, man?
Okay, sure.
All right. I'll see you later, buddy. Okay.
Catch you later. Thanks again.
Okay. Well, anyways, guys, yeah, that is my good friend. Now, you know what? I am going to link his social media, his Twitter, if he has our social media, in the description below. And you know what, guys? Please leave me a like, because I like bacon. You like bacon. We all like bacon. Now, Peter, step the hell off, because you know what? I need my bacon. I'm Canadian. It makes sense. And trust me, my girlfriend knows I'm not pretty without my bacon. And trust me, my girlfriend, don't even ask her anything, because she's going to say, honey, you're not even pretty to begin with to wake up to in the morning. But she's probably right. But anyways, guys, so please hit the notification bell so you stay up to date to all my new videos. And I'll see you guys next time, guys. See you guys!